Good morning to all. Welcome to Anin Shade Academy. Today I am going to explain mountain terrain and lifestyle. Okay, concept of mountain terrain and lifestyle. What are the mountains? Do you have any idea? What are the mountains? Bhargav Sai, Charukya Jogarao, Rutvik, Krishna, Reddy and Hanish. Okay. Mountain is a large landform. Okay. The mountain's elevation is minimum 900 meters. Okay. Those are the mountains. It rises above the surrounding land. Okay. How the mountains are formed? These mountains are raised above the surrounding lands with the elevation of minimum 900 meters. Okay. Mountains usually forms a peak. Every mountains form a peak. Please see the picture. Okay. Here mountain is there. It also form a peak. Okay. We also call as this peak summit also. Okay. A mountain is generally steeper than hill. These are the hills. Okay. These are the hills. These are the mountains. So the mountains are steeper than the hills. So the mountains are steeper than the hills. Mountains are formed through the tectonic forces or a volcanism. Why mountains are formed? Because of tectonic forces or a volcanism, the mountains are formed. Okay. These forces can locally rise the surface of the earth. These forces, when the volcanism or tectonic plates followed each other, that time the earth's surface rised and formed these mountains. High elevation on a mountains produce a colder climates. What is the climate of top of the mountains? It is very cold. Okay. And cold climates strongly affect the ecosystem of mountains. Okay. This cold system strongly affect the ecosystem of the mountain. Okay. The next one is main features of mountains. What are the main features of mountains? They usually have a steep slopes. Okay, mountains are steep sloping sides. And ridges of a mountains are a sharp or around. What are the ridges? Ridges means peak or summit. Okay, some mountains have a sharp pointed peaks and some mountains have a rounded shaped peaks. Okay. High point mountain is called a peak or summit. Okay. High point of mountain is known as a summit or peak. Most geologists classify a mountain as a landform that rises at least 1,000 feet. Okay. If the landform rises at least 1,000 feet or 300 meters elevation above surrounding areas, that is known as a mountains. Okay. Most of the geologists explain what are the mountains. Those mountains have a high elevation. Okay. What is the height of the mountains? 1,000 feet or 300 meters above surrounding areas. That landform is called as a mountains. Okay, do you understand what are the mountains? Okay. A mountain range is a series of chains of a mountains that are close together. Okay. Mountains are not only single one. Okay. Mountains also form a group of mountains. We called that group of mountains mountain range. What do you mean mountain range? A group of mountains located one place known as a mountain range. Okay. What are the types of mountains? The first one is volcanic mountains. Please see the picture. In this picture, volcanic eruption is occurring. This is the mountains. caused by the volcanic eruptions. These mountains are formed a result of a cooling down of a lava and other materials. Okay, in these volcanic eruptions, okay, what are the materials come from the earth crust? Lava and other minerals. Okay, they are cooled and converted into the mountains. Okay, that come out of a volcanic during the volcanic eruptions. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Mount Vesuvius and Mount Fuji in Japan. These are the volcanic mountains. These are the volcanic mountains. The next one is fold mountains. The next one is fold mountains. Fold mountains occur when two plates collide and the crust is overly thick. Okay, how the fold mountains are occurred? Two plates, tectonic plates are collide each other. The crust, over the crust is thinned. Okay, it makes a mountains. For example, Himalayas and Aravallis are examples are fold mountains. What are the examples of fold mountains? Himalayas and Aravallis are fold mountains. How they occur? They occur two tectonic plates on our earth crust collide each other. They form a fold mountains. They form a fold mountains. And the next one is black mountains. The third type of mountains are black mountains. They are formed when a large area of a land broken and disposed vertically. Okay, large piece of land broke. Okay, one piece of land rise upward direction and another piece of land sink downward direction. Okay, that is the black mountains. Please see the pictures. These are the black mountains. Okay, the uplifted terms are known as a host. This is host. Okay, this uplifted land known as a host. Okay, this lower land known as a graben. This is graben and this is host. These are the mountains are known as a black mountains. Those are like a blocks. Okay, so we call black mountains. For example, Rhine River Valley and Vosges mountains are black mountains. What are the examples of black mountains? Rhine River Valley and Vosges mountains. These are the black mountains. Okay. The next one is life of mountains. Lifestyle of mountains means people how they survive in the mountain regions. At a very high altitudes, the atmospheric pressure decreased. Okay, at heavy altitudes, atmospheric pressure is decreased. Means that a less oxygen is available for breathing. In the top of the mountains, oxygen levels are decreasing. Okay, due to not enough oxygen to support human life, this is known as a death zone. Okay, on that condition we known as death zone because of on the top of the mountains, oxygen levels are reduced. That's why we know as that condition death zone because of oxygen levels are reduced. The summits of a mountains, Mount Everest and K2 are the death zone. Okay, what are the death zone mountains? Mount Everest and K2 peak. These are the death zone mountains. Because of Mount Everest height is 8,848 meters. In that height of mountains, there is no oxygen levels. Okay, oxygen levels are reduced. That's why Mount Everest and K2 known as a death zones. And there is a less protection against the solar radiation. Okay, here is also less solar radiation in those peaks. Okay. Okay. Because of harsh weather and little level ground and is suitable for agriculture. Okay. Some mountains are suitable for agriculture because of it they have a slow plants, okay, and harsh weather and a little level ground and suitable for agriculture, not suitable for agriculture. Okay, those lands because of they have a rocky lands, okay, very thin soil and harsh weather condition. Okay, very cold weather condition are there in mountains. That's why they not suitable for agriculture. Okay. For example, Himalayas. Himalayas not suitable for agriculture. Some mountains suitable for agriculture. For example, Northeast Indian hills like a mountains like a Naga Hills, Kasi Hills, okay, Garo, Jayantya Hills. These are have a slow plant surface. That's why they suitable for agriculture. Okay, and mountains are generally less preferable for a human habitation. Okay, in mountain regions, the population of how is the population? It is very little because of on that weather condition. And with limited access to infrastructure, only handful of a human community existed. Okay, in that mountain ranges, infrastructure is very limited. For example, roads, buildings, hospitals, okay, hotels, schools. These are the infrastructures. Okay, very limited in mountain regions. And traditional mountain societies rely on a agriculture with a high risk of a crop failure. Okay, in some mountain areas suitable for agriculture, but it is very risk of crop failure. Okay, we definitely not sure it is well for agriculture or not. Okay, minerals often occur in a mountains. Some mountains have a minerals. For example, Aravalli mountains have a plenty of minerals. Okay, in that mountains, people survive with the mountain activities. Sorry, mining activities. Okay, so mining being an important component of the economic of some mountain societies. For example, in Aravalli mountain people they dependent on mining activity. In northeastern region people, northeastern means Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, Tripura. Okay, these are in the northeastern region people they mostly dependent on agriculture. In Himalayas, in Himalaya, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, in that region people depending on the tourism. Okay, so tourism and a recreation support mountains communities. Some mountains support to tourism and recreation. Some mountains support to mining. Some mountains support to cropping. Okay. The next one is importance of mountains. What are the importance of mountains? How they use in our daily life? Mountains are a storehouse of your water. The glaciers in a mountains are the source of many rivers. Okay, mountains are a source of water. For example, Ganga, Sindhu, Brahmaputra, Ravi, Bia, Satluj, Jhelum. These rivers are formed from the Himalayas. Okay, so mountains are storehouse of rivers. And the next one is water reservoirs are a ability in a mountains and the water is used to irrigate fields and to generate power. How the water we use in our daily life? For irrigation of the fields, and we also generate electricity from the water reservoirs. Okay. River valleys and their terraces are ideal to cultivate crops. Some river valleys and terraces ideal to cultivate crops. The variety of a fauna means trees. Okay, fauna means animals. The variety of a flora and fauna are also found in mountain regions. What we are found? Variety of a flora and fauna are we found in the mountains. Okay, and forests and mountains are provide food, shelter, fuel, extra. Okay, in mountains we can get a food, shelter, and fuel also. Okay, and mountains are also an ideal site for a tourism. Okay, mountains, ideal site for the tourism, attract people in a world for trekking, skiing, those activities. Just a minute. These are the tourists attract to the mountains for trekking. Okay. These are the mountains, highest mountain peak in the world. Mount Everest, K2, Kanchanaganga, okay, and Lotus and Makulu and Chalu. Okay, these are the world topest mountains. This is the terrace cultivation. Okay, this is terrace cultivation. Please see this picture. Terrace cultivation. Which mountains have a slow platforms that's suitable for agriculture. We found that type of a landforms in northeastern region. Okay. In Himalayas region, the mountains attracted to tourists. In Aravalli ranges, mining activities there. Okay. Do you have any doubts in this concept? Yeah, it is very large landform. Okay. Bhargav Sai, Chanukya, Nagarjuna, Jogara, Padma, Praneeth, and Hanish. Do you have any doubts? Please raise your hands. Okay. Can I end this session? Okay. Thank you to all. Have a nice day. Thank you.